Shay, are you crazy? Shay, we're not gonna degrade one another. She's a grown woman. They weird, they old, they mad, they miserable. Shay, you here. I need you here, sis.
Shay has absolutely had it up to here with Diamond and Aaron, and she is holding nothing back this episode with the full support of the cast, who all seem to think Diamond especially does nothing but get into other people's business, and they have had enough.
So y'all can acknowledge that stuff can happen between a couple and the rest of the house not see it, and it still be real.
I love it. I love it. That's a good point.
I with y'all heavy, so thus that means I can keep it real with y'all. It calls to in Texas that we met for 30 hours, pushing my boys' integrity.
Look at him standing up for Josh. This day of reckoning for both Diamond and Aaron was a long time coming and much needed, because these two disrupting the entire house and causing so much drama and confusion needed to come to an end. I mean, even Greg, Mr. Nice Guy over here, had to speak up, and I was glad to see that everyone didn't just leave Shay out to dry to rant and rave by herself.
I was giving her the upper hand to find out and to make her decision.
But point being, y'all worried about other people's relationships.
Leave it alone. There's no need of putting no more fuel into a fire.
Yeah, nice try, Aaron. You think you can just end this conversation, squash this confrontation, just because you don't like being in the hot seat, as the game was called? Well, you can try and dismiss taking accountability if you want to, but Shay is not done with you all yet. This episode had some of the couples in completely different spaces compared to last episode, while Jody and Aaron get a bit of a reality check when they have to sit down in front of the relationship expert. Let's get into it. But before we get more into this video, please do me a solid and hit that like button if you enjoy the content. Be sure to click on that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for updates. Your support of the channel is immensely appreciated. Thank you. So last episode left off with Diamond's messy self delivering some bad news to Shay about her man.
She said, well, I need to tell Shay something. I said, well, what you need to tell? She said, I need to tell her that Josh tried her. And I said, what? Not my brother.
I was immediately suspicious of this rumor coming from Diamond and really didn't trust this entire situation. Diamond was still talking to Alexis, and apparently Alexis wanted to deliver a message to Shay. And I was like, okay. Didn't really know that Shay should trust that. As I stated in my previous video, however, after hearing Josh try to make a move on another castmate, Shay lays into him and threatens to leave the house and just end things because this news was so triggering and it brought up trust issues that they had already been dealing with. But now fast forward to this newest episode, and Shay has decided she's going to trust Josh after all.
I don't know Alexis and I don't know Diamond, but I do know Josh. So I'm definitely going to stick with the person that I know. I trust him more than I trust them.
So she's still not going to reach out and have a conversation with Alexis? Okay then. I mean, I get her not trusting these people in the house, but I still think this whole situation with Josh and her trust issues need to be addressed. But I don't know, looks like they're just going to just press on. All is well.
Back in the day, I would cuss them out, block them, and that's that. And this was something good for us. We have to discuss, we have to cry together, and move forward.
But all is really not well, because Shay then decides to direct a lot of her anger towards Diamond now. And by the time they get into another one of these outdoors couples retreat games, Shay is ready to let loose on Diamond.
That's a grown woman. You the oldest out here. Shay, are you crazy? Shay, we're not gonna degrade one another. She's a grown woman. They weird, they old, they mad, they miserable. Shay, you here. I need you here, sis.
Clearly, Shay feels betrayed, but as right as I think she was about Diamond being messy, I also think Shay was projecting a lot of her anger towards Josh and Diamond and calling them people old and weird. I mean, come on, Shay. That was, to me, just taking things a bit too far.
Baby, I can read right straight through you.
Okay.
You and your man.
She already said she has trust issues.
Let's be real right now. I never opened up to you about my trust issues. So don't say she got trust issues like you know, because you don't know me.
Look at Jody. You know she is so relieved someone else is going in on Diamond after all that Diamond put her through. And then Diamond has the audacity to tell them she's never been in anyone else's relationship. Girl, stop.
Y'all literally put them on the hot spot. Like,
I didn't put them
Aaron
on the hot spot. The only
don't
person
show
who put them
affection.
on the
Jody
hot
don't
spot
show
was
affection.
him.
I just seen y'all
This
antagonize them as a couple.
I really didn't care about nobody's relationship.
Jody and them Jody and them faces. Yeah, exactly, Jody. Absolutely no accountability is coming from that side. None whatsoever. So let's move along to Sandia and Chris, because they got quite the rise out of Taronda, the host, and I was definitely here for it. But before Taronda put them cards down to go off on them, Diamond and Aaron were being their usual messy selves by purposefully writing a question they knew would upset Sandia and Chris.
Sandia, how do you feel being controlled by a man? Whoa.
Oh my
What the hell? Who said that? What the?
Terrible.
Exactly, terrible. And look at the way the two of them look at each other, all smiling. This couple right here is the absolute worst. They knew this question would start some mess.
Do you feel like a woman and a man can be equal? Both man and woman can lead together?
Yeah, I believe so.
I just don't believe in that. I feel like women are bad decision makers.
And here we go with that red pill or black pill or whatever it's called now. They all say the same thing as Chris, that women can't lead because women are too emotional and men are more logical and more in control of their emotions and should naturally lead. Like, we all just sit around crying about our periods half the time. So how could we possibly be trusted with any major decisions? I mean, it's just such a load of crap. Even the host had to put her cards down and lay into Chris herself, saying what Sandia would never.
And me being a black woman and coming from where I come from, a household where the woman had to take care of the entire household.
Now she is preaching.
That is a smack in our faces. That is a smack in your mother's face. That is a smack in your ancestors' face.
Taronda, thank you.
Yes, Millie was feeling Miss Taronda and in good enough spirits to finally invite Greg to the boom boom room with her. Even though I was like, enjoy it, Greg, because she's going to be mad at you the next week. Watch. Because last week, Millie said there was no way Greg was going into the boom boom room with her. And here we are 1 episode later. Now, moving on over to Jody and Aaron, her Aaron. They finally have a much needed sit down with the relationship expert, and I was really impressed with how she defined Aaron in the relationship, and I hope he learned something about himself.
I have a really hard time with failure in general.
Or even the interaction here. That you wouldn't want to fail at this relationship, so you can make it work no matter what, even if it's not working. But right now, I feel like you're kind of left out here, just like dangling, trying to reach, trying to connect. And it's not quite happening.
Perfectly said. Aaron needs to work through his fear of failure and let this relationship go. Really good advice. And lastly, Diamond has her daughter come to visit, saying that as long as her daughter approves, she will move forward with Aaron. Okay, Diamond, if you say so. Her daughter comes and has like a 5-minute talk with Aaron before giving her blessing, and I'm like, well, no wonder he's going to propose the next episode, as if all of their problems should have rested on the approval of Diamond's 19-year-old daughter. That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, I understand wanting her approval, but at least allow for Aaron and your daughter to form some sort of relationship first. I mean, how can this young woman truly understand the depths of this dysfunctional relationship now? Come on. But you all let me know what you think. Do you think everyone was right to finally come at Diamond and Aaron? Because I think they needed to be checked. Just because they are older certainly doesn't make them any kind of experts on love and relationships. Also, what do you think about Shay forgiving Josh and directing so much of her anger at Diamond and Aaron? Do you think she was right to do that? Be sure to drop down in the comments and share your thoughts and opinions. And of course, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you got anything out of the content. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click that notification bell for updates. Thank you.